Maya. Shikamoo. Sasa.
Poa.
May the force be with you. Season 2. We are back.
Yeah.
How long
I
have
feel
you
like there
been?
has to be a hand sign for that.
Don't worry, when we finish this
Tatengeneza.
signing thing, tunaenda sign ya we are back. Sasa to our viewers, we are very sorry kwa hiyo gap, but it was very necessary. Sisi ndio
Yeah.
tunajua kwenda holiday. Tulienda holiday mrefu. Reasons maybe mtajua huko mbele kama necessary.
Yeah.
Lakini we are back.
We're back.
Sasa our last episode ulikuwa umepack kila kitu. In fact guys, these episodes they are linked very seamlessly on YouTube. Mtaenda tu mtazame, assuming mlikuwa mmetusahau. Mwone what happened. Kisa ilikuwa kuhama.
Nilikuwa nimehama, nimetoka.
Umetoka kwa kambi yangu.
That was the day. Yes.
Sasa hatutaki waste time na mapanga na Mungu. Story kaende. Ukahama alafu.
Yes, so that day tumetoka tumeenda. The building tulikuwa tunaenda, the building that housed the apartment I was going to, also housed my cousin's house. So tukaenda tukaweka vitu in my house and then went to her house. After we did all that, like tumeenda tumeweka vitu, and then it still hadn't hit me
That umehama.
that nimetoka.
Okay.
After we put everything in my house, I locked the door, shuka the lower floor to my cousin's house. I went to her bedroom, sat on the bed, carried my baby, held my eldest, and then I prayed. Like I was like,
Freedom at last.
like tumetoka, and no one has hit us, like hatujapigwa ati. I had that in mind that maybe that might happen.
Something would happen, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big move, unajua. Kutoka na watoto. It's almost like a risk, unajua unaenda wapi. Question. That process ya kuhama, unajua it's something, it's physical.
Yeah.
Nani alikusaidia kubeba vitu nini?
When we got to the apartment building, my cousin was there, and then there were some young men there who lived in the same apartment. So wakabeba kila kitu, no payment. They helped because we were like, sasa ni aje, tunajuana.
Yeah. Alafu
So they
it's obvious
helped.
like, uko na mzigo, shikilia hiyo.
Yeah. Wakabeba. We put everything in my house, nikalock, tukaenda kwa my cousin's house.
Then you pray.
That was a wusa moment. I was like,
Kahusa yako yote.
it has happened. I have finally left. And I didn't see that day coming but that day finally came. Nimetoka. My children are okay. After the pigwa, no one stopped us. You know.
How did it, that relief, like, how much weight was this hammering thing? You know, there are these things that you want to do in life. Unajua kabisa you can do it, but you don't know what is holding you back. Like, hiyo kusema kuhama, you are an adult, you can go pay your own bills. Ilikuwa na kuhaunt like, I need to be able to be. So we've gotten to that point, you made the decision, umehama. How much relief was it? Sana psychologically. How much relief was it to you, like, umehama? Did you break down? Niko hapa ni kwangu, yeah.
I did, but I think 2 days later.
It's true.
Because adrenaline, you know.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Because we didn't sleep in my place the first day or even the second day. Tulika kwa my cousins.
Okay.
We stayed there. She cooked our meals. And then on the third day is when I went to my place.
Okay.
That first night, tulienda evening. Nikapika sapa sasa nyumba yetu.
Our first supper.
That was... Yes.
Yes, I know.
Chills. It was nice. Yes. Then at night is when I was like, machozi.
Yeah, like it. Machozi, but I'm sure Nili
Yes,
machozi.
it was both sad and happy.
Yeah, I know. That's
It
a
was
mixed
both
feeling.
sad. Yeah, sad that I did that, but happy that I did that.
Like freedom at last.
Yes.
So third day ukapika sapa. In these 3 days, Has he bothered calling, asking Mehama, what's up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sasa siyo siku, the day that I was leaving, alipiga kuniuliza what's for supper, what can I bring? So he got home to an empty house with shopping. Akaketi kwa nyumba, I think he just got in and then texted. He texted, he was like, so that's it? Question mark.
What do you mean?
Yeah, just like that. So that's it? Question mark.
And I'm also asking, that's it? That's all he said?
That's what he said. So that's it? Question mark. Hata mimi nikatuma 2 question marks back.
That's how he communicated that big life event like umehama, alafu anakuuliza, that's it?
That's it. So that's it?
Okay.
Hata mimi nikaweka 2 question marks.
Like, what's up? Unamaanisha?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Alafu?
And then he was like, you are? I don't remember what he said, but it was about umeamua kwenda. Nikamwambia, I had told you that, I told him on October 7th when you told me, leave this house or cook for father, and I told you I would leave, but I would leave when school's closed. Nikamwambia shule zilifungwa jana. I've left.
Madam planning with dates and numbers.
Yes. I was like, I've left. So he was like, okay, thank you for, was it everything or something like that? Hata nikamwambia asante. Hata nikamwambia thank you.
Okay, how did sure they were still young, but any noticeable impact on the older kid?
On Kemi.
Like,
yes, I'm planning it ndio.
Yes.
Chosi sianze tena. School, of course, so say she's not verbal, but she had a speech therapist who used to go to school every week. So this one time he texts me, he's like, hey, Mama Kemi, I have seen a very big difference in Kemi. She seems more joyful, more jovial. What is different? That's what he said. And this is someone who does not know me, does not know. As in, he didn't know me to that level that tunaongea about home stuff.
Your personal
yes.
life-ish.
For us to just payments here, speech therapy, updates, things like that. But not at, nyumbani kunaendelea aje? Habari, no. It was all professional. Yeah, so he tells me what's different because Kemi is also different. And I told him, well, maybe it's because we moved houses. I didn't tell him that we left.
We broke houses?
Yes. I told him we moved houses, so maybe the new environment has been good to her. Yeah, that was when it hit me how much that other place had been affecting her.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how toxic
As much as she was non-verbal, or she is non-verbal, it was still affecting her. She just couldn't verbalize it and say, Mom, I'm not okay. Yeah, that was when it hit. Oh, no. Yeah. That was the moment I knew that was a good idea, a good decision. No, the greatest decision actually. Yeah.
Yeah, when a time comes to make such calls, it's not easy, It's not easy to make such calls. Kwanza you think about yourself, the security of your kid, and you make such decision. Sasa baadaye you start dealing with the after effects of what have I done. Okay, if I'll use an example of a verbal kid, mtoto angesema mami daddy yako wapi? Ama daddy yako leo. Or maybe some trends and habits and routines you're used to. Akikuja jioni analetanga nini? Anakuja anafanya hii. Then now you've moved. There's that void.
Yeah.
Any negative expressions from her of the void, of course, because it was there. Like kuna vitu alikuwa amezoea akitoka shule anakuja maybe ashikwe arushwe juu.
That we left in November. Kuna story ya December, but then we'll come back. So in school, they discontinued the school van. So as parents, we had to look for another option. So we decided to carpool.
Okay.
So he used to drive her to school with other children. And she used to refuse to get out of the car until he'd have to carry her to class. Because she, you know, like hamuoni kwa nyumba, wanapatana asubuhi when he comes to pick her.
Yeah, so she wants to maximize that opportunity.
Yes.
Yes.
That was hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Tumeanzaje leo?
Relax. This is your time, wachilia. In fact, unaona penye tuko leo, watasamaji. By the mtani samia niko na kahoma lakini story lazima itembee. Hapa tuko kwa open air. Ukitaka nduru wachilia. Get it out. I can relate to that so much. You know, my kid like same age. Kwanza when she comes from school, she doesn't want to give you space. Ni daddy na wewe na dada, that's why niliuliza like that ka impact like sasa hauko.
Yeah.
Kama nikitravel, masimu kila siku. Umeenda wapi? Unarudi lini? So I feel it.
Yeah.
Then how bad did it get with her? The gap, the absence of daddy. How bad did it get, and how did you deal with it? Then bearing in mind, this is a special kid. You have to know how to communicate with her. You have to read her signals. Yeah.
The meltdowns became more pronounced.
Wow.
Yes, more pronounced and more frequent. And because I also knew,
Breathe, take your time. Alafu uwachilie itoke. That is the whole point of this. Wachilia itoke.
Because I knew she was also mourning that separation, I just let her be. I was like, you let it out, mommy. You just let it out. So I didn't like try and discipline. Like why are you causing all this chaos? Why are you causing all this drama? No. I just let her be.
Yeah. After there's no point, she won't understand.
Yeah.
There's not hakuna haja anasemanga hiding under the rug. Ati akikuwa mkubwa hata explainia. Saa hizo.
Yeah. And I used to show her pictures during the day. I'd show her pictures of her dad. Like with sometimes he'd visit. This is Ndio kuna story ya December. This is now starting January. He'd visit maybe when he's dropping her off and I'm dropped kwa nyumba and then leave. Angepitia saa zingine when we're all home. Yeah. So ilikuwa gradual.
Yeah, gradual, yeah.
Because his visiting trickled down hadi kaisha.
Ama we use our favorite word, organic.
Exactly. That lefting was organic. Yeah, he decided to organically live.
Yes, organically live. Then you also organically ease into the new environment.
Yes, and the new acceptance.
New everything else.
Yeah, it became the new norm. Me and the girls.
Well, when you master planner, bwana. So I'm sure you'd planned yourself. Like now, there's going to be a financial obligation. Like now, there's rent.
No, I wasn't paying rent at the time.
Okay.
Can you go back to December?
to our supper.
December after December after leaving in November.
After leaving in November.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes, let's go back to December.
So
I'm going to take us back to that first supper.
The first supper. Oh yeah.
Kwanza mulipika. See, that's now on point with the timing.
Yeah.
Yes, kwanza tulikula nini?
It is.
Like tumehama maini chapati.
Na sikumbuki. Nakumbuka siku nimeka curtain.
Chapo ime lose value aje? Hata that excitement ilisha. That is when ungesikia ni chapo unajua that's a special thing bwana. Something is happening.
Ilishuka.
Uko meka curtain?
Siku nimeka curtain kitchen. Later on I was thinking, maybe someone was outside the window looking at us wondering why are those people sitting on the floor. They were sitting on the floor. Because I moved without furniture. You passed by, you saw how.
I remember I came to fix the laptop, nikapata uko writing mode vibasa na your mattress. Mnangangania laptop na mtoi like. When is Tero?
Yes, we didn't have any furniture. I had kitchen stuff. My kitchen was fully stocked though.
The most important part of the house.
Yes.
Tumetoka tu kusengenya jikoni fulani tu, hiyo tutaongea. Kitchen.
Yeah.
That place is...
Kitchen, yes.
Fix your kitchen, get a mattress, sleep on the floor, you are happy, you are,
Yes,
you are fed,
yes.
and you're happy.
Na padlock ya milango.
That's it, eh?
Security. Yeah, so we had supper. That first week it was still surreal. I remember the first night now when I slept in a house, when we slept in a house. In the morning, one of my cousins came and banged on the door.
Banged?
Like, boo, 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 Chela, boo, 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 boo. I'm in the bedroom.
This is a male cousin?
No, female.
Okay.
Nilishtuka. I was like, oh my God, amerudi. My father-in-law, he used to bang on the door like that and the windows. So for about 3 days, I hadn't had all that drama, all that noise, all that. So akili ilikuwa imeanza kutulia. Alafu mtu amekuja na amegonga mlango na kuitana. Nilishtuka. I couldn't even get out of bed to go and see who it was. Okay, I had her and I knew it was her, but I couldn't. Like, I was rooted in. Umeshtuka yani.
The trigger was his back.
Yes.
It's been haunting you.
Nilikuwa nimeanza kusweat yani. I was sweating and it's in the morning. Nimesweat kwa kitanda yani. Nimeshtuka.
How early was that?
It was at around 6 something.
What?
Yeah, it was 6 something.
Alikuwa anakuchia kiperiti?
She was going to work, so she was passing by to drop their house key. She was like, if you needed anything, shika kifungu. That's it.
Oh.
Amenishtusha hapa kwa kitanda juu ya kifungu.
Karibu nianze kusema. And hence the question. Did baby daddy know where you'd gone to? Where you relocated to?
He didn't know that first week.
Okay.
Or the second week.
Okay. Or the third week.
Because he was still drinking. Yes. And then he stopped drinking. We left on the 17th. So he was still drinking. I think the entire November he was still drinking, and then ni kama akashtuka, watu wangu wameenda. Kaacha pombe. Akaanza kunikatia kwa simu. He's like, I would like to come and visit, see if you guys are okay. Yeah, which was genuine, it was genuine.
Yeah, actually, as much as the story might seem to be biased, we are human beings. Such things happen to you and it hits you to that core. You're like, what the fuck, nimefanya nini?
And he's a family guy. He was not used to being by himself. As much as he was taking his family for granted, he was not used to being by himself. So I think it hit him. Kuna siku yenye pombe ilisha kwa kichwa or something. I was like,
Well, he left the group.
So he asked if he could come and visit. I was like, sure. Tuko hapa na hapa. Akakuja.
You called and asked for that?
No, he told me I'd like to come and visit, and I was like, okay, sure. Tuko hapa na hapa. I told him where we were, and he knew my granddad's building in town. So he came and visited. First day, no alcohol. Akarudi the next day, no alcohol. Like he'd come, spend time with us, anakuja na shopping, anakuja na stuff that we need. Even brought me some stuff from the house that I hadn't taken, that I had labeled as his, like the gas cooker. Yeah, my kitchen. I didn't take because ilikuwa yake nilipata huko kwake, so I couldn't take it. But he brought it over. He's a nice guy. So I always tell him, at the core, he's a very guy. Yeah, he's a good man. But sasa nizi madoido. Easy.
So the first time you came to visit, how big is the gap between the day you moved out and the first time you came to visit?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Anyway, still, I'm sensitive with kids. Reaction, never like, Daddy!
Walimkimbilia.
Nice.
You know, to them, he was always a good guy. They didn't know the other side of things. Because how would I even start explaining to my elders? I remember baba yako.
Aje.
Hanipei pesa, anaenda na kunywa pesa yote kwa bar.
Mtoto anajua pesa ni. They can't even comprehend these things.
Plus, how do you even start bad mouthing
I think
the other parent to a child?
Naturally, for kids, the only things you can savor in those moments is these happy moments. Like, that you look umeenda wapi alafu yeah, that's it. There's nothing else. Kwa sababu watu hii sad moments watu hii ni maybe they are sick ama amechapwa. The rest of what you can just remember is the happy moments.
Yeah.
Kakuja ka visits ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu.
Ikakuwa sasa an everyday thing. Every day in that month, December, he was present. Every single day. No alcohol.
Transformation.
That is when I knew him and I would have worked out if we had not lived in their homestead.
Minus that negative influence, and
we were okay. We were better than okay. Hata nilikuwa nimeanza like I'm like, oh, this man. Like he reminded me why I fell in love with him in the first place. December was awesome. Despite hizo vitu zote alikuwa amefanya, hata sikuwa nazikumbuka. I was like, this is it. This is what I always wanted from the beginning. My own family.
He's present, he's responsible.
Yes.
He's sober.
Shetani ashindwe.
Apesa shindwe.
Yes. That month was awesome. It was awesome.
So he comes, he visits. What do you guys talk about?
We talk about the present. We would make plans for the future. He'd apologize for the things that he did. Accountability, like mentioning and apologizing for the things that he did and the things that he let happen. Yeah. We were healing.
Healing is awesome. Healing is good. Healing is important.
It's important.
And healing is effective when it's genuine. You know, it's genuine, like it's from the heart. He's healing, you are healing.
Yeah.
Unlike a situation where mtu anaweza kuja ajifanye venye ako remorseful, kumbe anangoja tu uingie box ingine alafu
narudi vile alikuwa.
Unafikiria ulikuwa unaenda kwa maisha.
Yes. Oh yeah, and that is when he also realized just how much I used to do in his homestead.
Yes. The void on the other side.
Now all the things that I used to do and cover for him, he had to do them
Himself.
Like all the taking care of things in the greenhouse, in the homestead, in the house, in the kitchen, all the cooking, all the, like, you know, even if I wasn't personally doing some of these things, I was delegating. He couldn't reach that person who I was delegating to because then at that point the lady, not like my wash lady, she was like, how can I come to that house? I am a woman. Kuna wanaume tu ninakuja aje. Mimi nilikuwa najua tu mama Kemi. You know.
It feels off.
So he had to handle everything and he was like, nope. This is not for me.
Na mimi nilikuwa nafikiria unakaanga tu ukiwatch Nigeria. Na kusema umechoka. We love using that stupid analogy. Kasi nilikuwa tu na coach Nigeria. Jeez, men need to wake the fuck up. The shit women go through kwa nyumba.
Yes, even part of him visiting, he didn't have to cook for himself. Like he'd come get all his meals in my place. So it sort of felt like home for him too.
Anakuja, anavisit, anakula, anaenda. Nice.
Sometimes he'd sleep over, sometimes he'd go back home. But it was something that, you know, like he was used to before, having his family in one spot, having his meals taken care of. Yes, and then we had peace. We were so peaceful. Hakukuwa any.
Paka uamini.
Yeah.
Unashangaa what was wrong?
What was I doing in that homestead for all that long? Peace is so underrated. Peace is underrated.
Peace is under. What? Peace. Okay, I'm trying to imagine that situation, bana. Wanasemanga maji akimwagika hayazoleki.
Hayazoleki.
Sasa maji mmeshamwaga. Na mnataka kuizoea. Mnataka kuizoleka bwana. Like I'm putting myself in that situation like wow. Sasa si ningekuwa tu mnoise akiwa huko hata angeenda labda. Na honestly I'm being the man here. Ningejichapa. Endelea.
He begged me to go back. But I asked him, do you want me to come back for you or to come back and do the things that I used to do? Because you're tired of them. Because I knew he didn't want to do all the things that I used to do that he is now forced to do. Nikamwambia, because if it is to stay together, we can stay here. We can move to another place. I don't have a problem with you.
Oh my God.
Yes, at that point I was like, I mean, if we can still be peaceful, si basi endelee tu.
Okay, you were nice. Like you were for that.
I was okay with it.
Like hama kuja, mimi sina shida na wewe. Now, Ebu, you've moved, things have changed. How bad is it back there? Because I'm sure you're getting the updates on a one-on-one. Asi story unaambiwa leo fadhi.
Yes, alikuwa anasumbua tu bado.
Yes. Kwanza, how did he react?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I never asked.
And it was never shared? Okay. Tuendelee.
Yes, the others nilitolewa family group. Alafu bwana anaambiwa ndio arudi kwa nyumba yake. If she claims to be your wife, she has to come back to your house, to our homestead, continue taking care of our father, ndio tumrudishe kwa group. And I was like, kwani hiyo ni royal family?
Kwa group?
Yeah.
Ngoja kwanza.
Ati.
Ngoja. Permit me to laugh bwana. Ati urudi kwa homestead?
Yes, because I claim to be his wife.
You claim? You're not his wife, you're just claiming to be his wife. So for you to go back, you have to go back to
my house, their homestead,
and continue taking care of their father.
Ndio
urudishwe kwa WhatsApp group. Ani watu wazima ama ni teenagers wanaongea kuhusu WhatsApp group? What the hell? WhatsApp group, like you'll die?
Yes, apparently.
Okay. Our self-righteous pricks and judges. What was the reason for you moving? What
they don't care. They didn't care. That I was not okay, they did not care. All they cared was that their father was fed and taken care of. That was the bottom line. And
I would assume you are the best person to do that.
Yes.
Compared to having a replacement of who?
Yes.
A nurse or a mboch ama ule mama wa viazi wa pale barabara. Habari yake by the yeah, I'm sure atapia somewhere. Nimemiss. Sasa let's say for this sorry. For this best caretaker ametoka. Now who's giving the care?
Now it was Bwana, it was my husband who was now
Was it satisfactory to their standard?
I don't know, but my husband was not okay with it. Alichoka te.
Exactly.
Alichoka.
After how long?
Less than a month. Less than a month. Yet, I had been doing it for such a long time with all the pressure, and no one saw what I was doing. No one saw my presence, the worth of my presence in that homestead.
He wanted to be with you guys, clearly.
Yes, he did.
He wanted the family to be complete. Did he ask, or did you suggest, or like, if you move, we are good?
No. I left knowing that nimeenda. We are done. We are done.
Now I'm saying right now, you've left, he's calm. But now the idea that if he moves and be with you guys away from penye father yako, that was okay.
Yeah, I told him he's welcomed.
You well, like ulimwambia?
Nilimwambia this is your family. You're always welcomed here. But sisi haturudi huko.
Karao kako kazuri. Alafu?
Nilimwambia hapa you're always welcomed. Lakini huko nimetoa kila kitu yangu, sirudi. I'm coming back.
Akasema nini?
He tried. I think he tried playing both sides, like his siblings and me, trying to make me go back and trying to placate his family that, oh, anarudi, she'll come back.
These fucking siblings.
Ikaanguka mahali because I told him nisirudi.
Mi nitaongea tu, I'm so sorry, lakini mi nitaongea tu. What the hell? Sasa. He wanted to be nice to everyone.
Yes, he wanted to please everyone.
To please everyone.
Yes.
Actually, I'm trying to imagine angeamua kukuja, like what kind of conversation would he have with the dad?
Aliambiwa, as a man, don't you respect yourself? Unaenda kwa nyumba ya kwa kina bibi yako. Aje. As a Chepflix man, how? Don't you have any self-respect?
Chepflix men and their standards on their high horses.
This is why I was telling him, we don't have to stay here, we can move elsewhere. I was just coming here because I hadn't thought or planned that you would follow us and be that man again, the man that I knew.
Yeah, the one I loved.
Yes. Oh. I was like, I hadn't thought that would happen. Mimi niko najua nikitoka, that's it. Nikamwambia, we don't have to stay here, we can move. But you're not moving back to your home. So I had given him that option that we can move elsewhere. But no.
I'm so sure he asked our learned brother. Akaambiwa jaribu. Anyway, let me not speculate. Story ni yako. Wewe upangwe. Tuendelee.
Yeah, so that December, the whole December, we even spent Christmas together. It was so cute.
Nice.
31st, we were there together watching the fireworks.
Mabaruti.
Watoto wamelala, sisi tumetoka nje to watch the fireworks.
Ngoja. Temple liko side gani huku?
No, we had the clear view for like the entire town. Yeah, West Side,
ya wapi.
Tidies. Yeah, tuliziona zote.
Na venye West Side tunajuanga kuzilipua.
Oh yeah, ulikuwa na touch, no? But yeah, we saw most of all.
Oh. Yeah. Nikisema temple liko side gani na confuse na Diwali.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so those important holidays in December, we spent it together. Like tulivuka mwaka pamoja. Oh, happy new year.
Okay, I'm becoming emotional, God. Mimi na roho yangu nyeusi nijipate. Wow.
Yeah, so December was perfect. As much as hata nilikuwa bado naambiwa all the things that his siblings were saying, nilikuwa tunafanya. Because at that point, at that time, we were okay. So everything else was just outside noise.
Outside noise, yeah.
Yeah. Because it wasn't affecting us inside, because this was a different homestead, this was a different house, so they didn't have any say over this house.
You had like you had power.
Yeah, this was my place now.
Hapa ni kwangu.
Nilisema sitaki maneno mingi ya huko. I do not want drama.
Na sasa, of course, he was being told about he was getting garbage. Let me just call it garbage from the siblings about how you've moved.
Yeah.
Unakuja unaambiwa, maybe hata unaonyeshwa. How was he reacting to that?
For him at that point, he just wanted his family. He just wanted his family. Like he was like, I choose my family. Like, I know I'm getting into drama with my siblings when nikasirikia because A, B, C, and D, but I want my family because at the end of the day, nikibaki huko niko peke yangu. Remember, that is what I told you.
Ona.
That is what I kept telling you.
Wana nikasirikia and they are not here bana. Hey, okay, I'm not judging, lakini maisha.
Some of these lessons you have to learn them
the hard way. And life lessons are the best. Hiyo kiboka maisha hauwezi sahau. Unless of course umerogwa. Aya, tukaruka mwaka.
Tukaruka mwaka.
The obvious and the most stupid, no, it's not a stupid question, but it's pretty obvious. New resolutions.
Yeah, I think we actually made like a whole list of.
I knew it.
Of decisions, plans, and stuff. Yeah.
Sasa next year, blah, blah, blah. Sasa next year, blah, blah, blah.
He used to come to the house, I think lunchtime or around 10, 11-ish. The house was in town, so wakikuwa na mashughuli, akishamaliza anakuja, ana hang out na mtoto, and then we talk. He eats lunch, leaves, and then comes back when he gets home from school. We all hang out, eat supper. Sometimes he'd leave to go home because maybe he had to go and cook for his dad or get someone to do it. So on the days that he'd stay over, he'd leave in the morning the next day. So we had set up some routine of some sort.
Okay.
So I used to know anaenda na atarudi. On January 3rd, he left in the morning. He was like, my brother's home. Amekuja nyumbani. Naomba sawa. Go say hi, go deal with your family.
That Vader himself. I can sense a lot of darkness in this one. I don't know why I have a feeling after that brother's visit, things went south.
He stopped coming.
What the fuck?
See, this is when Kemi went back to school. The only time she used to see him was when he's dropping her off to school.
He stopped
because
coming.
He stopped coming.
I knew it. That Vader visited. So
he stopped coming. He went back to drinking.
Now, let me conclude. So it's not a story based on your facts. But let me conclude. That Vader came. Pole, hiyo itakuwa jina yako. I'm so sorry, but we love you. So that Vader came, akapatiwa story na fadhi. Venye anaendanga kwa bibi mwenye alitoroka.
No, they used to know. So walikuwa namwambia ati hata you don't have any self respect. Unaenda kulala kwa nyumba yenye kina bibi yako. They used to know.
Okay.
See those potato women, they're like, hakukuja leo.
Oh, my favorite friend.
Ndio huyo.
Mama wa Piasi. Mama wa Piasi.
Hakukuja leo. They're like, kama hakukuja ako huko.
Alifuata bibi. Sasa, I don't know. Do we just have a stupid culture as Africans? Like, to me, it's very logical. Yes, you are my wife. Yes, umeenda kwa nyumba zenu ama kwenu. Yes, nimekufuata because at the end of the day, the bottom line is this family unit has to stay intact. And that's what he was doing. So according to the learned, according to the brother, that is wrong. That is not having self-respect. Like, nikikufuata. Yes, nimekukosea ukaenda. Nakupenda bado, so nitakufuata. In fact, I'll come crawling on my knees and cry. And huyo. But then Andrew Kiba akisikia atasema I'm being lambistic. Anyway. But that is okay. That is normal. Ama?
No, the stakes are, the stakes were higher. But if you don't do that and if you do that, what were you going to gain or what were you going to lose?
Lakini nimependi ile part ya kusema akiwa huko ako peke yake. We are animals. We are never meant to be alone. Yes. Ujinga wanajifanya fanyanga hapa ati fuck relationships. You screw up your relationship alafu unaweza kusema hapa ati marriage. Alisemaje? Marriage is a scam. That's a name I won't mention. But I think you'll understand. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Regardless of how much you make, your social status. Okay, let's go to money. Regardless of how much money you make. If you cannot share that with someone, not something.
Someone you're building a life.
Exactly. Then there's no point. It's all vanity and... Okay, it's all vanity. But that's just futile and wasted. So that Vader came. Yeah, on the 3rd. You're explaining something about the 3rd.
Yeah, the 3rd, that's when he went home and never came back. Like, that was the tipping point. This is it.
Did he explain the decision?
No, but I knew because when he was leaving, he mentioned that his brother has come. He's going to meet his brother.
Please use that Vader.
Okay. So I knew that, oh gosh, how can I say that name? He knew that he was around. Yeah. So many nikasema, 2 and 2 together because they also had this weird relationship. Nikwambia ni kama walikuwa huyu ni kama anaogopa huyu, ni kama anaogopa huyu. I don't know, it's just something. But this one
wanachunguliania ma 18.
Yes, your friend say that word.
That word.
He knew how to control my husband. He knew all the buttons to push. And most of the times when they got into it, my husband would go drinking. Most of the time. Most of the time when my husband got into it with his brother and his father, he'd leave and go drink.
Yeah.
And then they used to say that it's me. And I'd be there like, sini hao ndo the wanatukanana hapa na kuambiana some very hurtful things, and then you know how a family member can tell you something and inakuwasha. And someone from outside akikwambia you're like,
yeah, it's like some stranger tu kwa stage aniambie wewe ni mjinga. Usimjui, don't even get to my head. Alafu nifike kwa nyumba bibi aniambie wewe ni mjinga. Wewe ulisikia wapi?
Yeah, so I used to watch everything that they do and say. They were part of his trigger.
Asa, you've been away for like more than a month. He stopped drinking. He's visiting.
No, when he was with us, he wasn't drinking.
He wasn't drinking? They're not seeing that?
No. No, to them, for him to drink was because of me.
Alcohol was his escape route?
Yes.
By that, okay, to be honest, and to be fair, I don't think there's a blame sana. This pressure came from the siblings. You don't just stand up and go and start drinking out of the blue.
Wanataka kusikia hiyo kweli?
Fuck them, mimi siwaongeleshi. I'm getting a story, they can go to hell.
Yeah, so January 3rd, when he left and then he started drinking. So naona ilikuwa tena ina coincide na visit ya mtu. Ikasemekana ndugu yetu ameingia kwa pombe because aliwachwa na bibi.
Oh, you don't say. So yes. The part where he had stopped, hiyo haikuonwa?
Haikuonwa. No one saw that. No one noticed that.
So that Veda came, pointed his wand, actually grabbed him by his neck, spewed his bullshit on him, went back.
Yeah.
Then he had to deal with that the way he's been dealing with it.
Yes, by drinking.
That's the only thing they noticed. The fuck? Like kabisa.
People see what they want to see. People let things, they understand things from their own perspective, because to them they're not the bad person. They're like, no, I'm not the problem, you are.
Ni wewe.
And then it's easier to blame someone else. That ni yule ndio alimwacha, ndio unaona ndio hapa anakunywa pombe. Yet hawaku realize after me leaving, he stopped drinking and he came to be with his family. And then wameshinda wakimwambia unaenda kwa bibi yako kwenye nyumba yao, haujiheshimu. Hata tutaki huyo mwanamke ulikuwa unasema bibi yako sijui nini. You know, like they kept doing all that, but he still wasn't drinking.
Mkisema mumtaki, kwanza ni matakwa yenu. Mnamtaka kama nani? Kwanza kabisa. Hatumtaki. Like, what the fuck are you to say mtumtaki? Mnamtaka kama nani?
Walikuwa wamenioa. I had several husbands. Oh, polyandry. Is that even in Kenya?
Wewe mama wa viazi, hata hii intelligence service yake is questionable. She could not say akunywi. She's biased.
See, interesting. That was.
Yeah. Sasa
she could not bite the hand that fed her because she used to get handouts from him for spying.
Spy master. The potato spy master.
Yes, so ni lazima aseme vitu mbaya hizi sema zile mzuri.
I'm looking for a character for her, sipati. Maybe she's a droid with a dysfunctional storage.
Itapatikana tu.
Now, he stopped coming abruptly.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that lasted, but of course at some point communication resumed.
I think we used to talk regularly.
Oh, he stopped coming, but he still kept checking on the kids, checking on your well-being. Yeah. Did you ask like, you're not coming, ama wewe ulikuwa conclude we are already
because kuna siku niliongea naye, I was drunk. I was like,
and he was drunk.
Yeah. Like I talked with him over the phone. I know he's drunk boys. So I was like, oh, we're back to that. Okay. Ni mimi na watoto peke yetu sasa. Kidogo kidogo.
Sijui kwa nini.
Tusitande.
Sijui kwa nini niko irritated.
Yeah. Yes. Next thing I hear, girls. He's running around town with girls. Young girls.
Umemwacha.
Campus girls.
Allah, umeniwacha. Allah.
Sasa hapo nani alikuwa ameweka mwingine tena? Yeah, well, so yeah, that was it. There was a day I flipped out on him when he was doing the dropping and picking of children. He dropped Kemi late, like I think by an hour. I think alichelewa kwenda shule kupick watoto. So when he was dropping them off, akachelewa for each drop off. So many papa, I'm worried. I'm like, she should have peed an hour ago. I'm like, that was when she was supposed to be home. She's not home. Is she going to pee on herself? Is she going to hold it? Because for her, it's about routine. Every time she gets home from school, it's
and those are sensitive schedules, like.
Yes. Sasa mimi niko hapa so mtoto wako wapi? Nikimpigia, he's not picking up. Nikimpigia, he's not picking up.
Ngoja kidogo. This, it might sound so shallow and ordinary, but no, wait. Ngoja kidogo. What? Now, you're keeping track of your kid's biological function, like unajua.
Yeah.
When she pees, when she relieves herself, like unajua. Ikichelewa, something is wrong. Now she's not home.
She's not home.
Well, okay.
She hasn't peed, she hasn't taken a snack.
And let me just say, she's not home and it's time to pee. Now you're panicking. You're handling extraordinary situations.
That's what that's what special needs parenting is.
Shit.
You think, you focus on everything because she can't tell you that you need to go and pee. You have to watch and see for clues. Body cues.
She's restless.
I can look at her and know that she needs to pee or she needs to poop. And I tell her, go to the toilet, because sometimes she would just sit there. And that's welcoming a UTI. Holding pee or holding bodily function. So I'd have to remind her, go to the toilet.
You're
and
kidding.
then she'd run. Yeah. Kuna vitu mingi. It's not easy.
As if that alone is not enough. Hasa umemtafuta, ashiki simu, mtoto amechelewa kususu.
Hashiki simu. And then he gets home. No, he gets to the parking, uko chini, calls, he's like, tumefika. Naenda kumpick, I find him and his drinking buddy ameketi kwa passenger seat. Amebeba some children. I think my daughter was also up. They're both drunk.
Oh,
and they have children in the car.
Hold up. Who drove that car?
Husband was driving the car.
Na zimemnunua ice.
Nikamwangalia. Nikaambia sasa mtoka shuka.
He came with a car full of school kids.
School children.
2 drunk adults. Wani.
Nikasikia kama hasira zimepanda, like huyu sasa.
Na uchemukange kama maziwa.
No. No. I looked at him and I was like, I cannot make a scene in public.
Especially in front of the kids kwanza.
Yeah. So nikamwambia, I will call you, pick up. Nikachukua mtoto nikaenda kwa nyumba.
Mtoto alikuwaje?
She was okay.
Okay.
She was okay. For her, she was with her dad. So she alikuwa ni enjoy. Like, I get to spend more time with him. Yeah, sawa.
The peeing part.
Of course, alikuwa amekazwa.
Alikuwa amekazwa bado?
Oh. It past time ya kwenda Lu.
Okay.
Because I think walifika 5 and she got off school at 3.
Ukafika, ukamchukua, ukamwambia you will call, mkaenda kwa nyumba.
Nikasort mtoto kwanza, then got my phone. Nikampigia simu. Sasa now that was time for him to drop the other children off. Nikampigia simu akushika. Nika-text in caps. Nimekasirika. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, kichwa yako, are you mad?
No, like seriously.
Unaendesha gari na watoto wengine ukiangusha, then what happens?
The fuck?
Watoto wengine, uko na watoto kwa gari, you're drinking. You're drunk. Not drinking, you're drunk. You're driving other people's children. You had children in the car, and you think that is okay.
Okay, whose car was this?
But I was like,
How?
You're not taking my child anywhere anymore.